Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Miriam and I talk about all kinds of quilting things, and this is another installation in my Behind the Stitches series. So in this series I'm kind of going over behind the scenes of what I do in my business. So one of the things that I do in my business is I sell fabric. It's a very new venture for me, but it's been a lot of fun so far and I really enjoy it. But I had noticed pretty quickly that cutting fabric takes quite a bit of time, and also it's a little tiring on my wrist, especially if I'm out here for like a good chunk of the day just cutting fabric for orders. So I started looking into solutions for that, and what I came up with is this. This is a cloth cutting machine. Just to throw this out there, this is not a sponsored video. I have never contacted this company. This company has never contacted me. I just did research on Amazon and this one seemed to have the best reviews. So I'm gonna try it out. I haven't tried it yet. I just wanted to wait to try it on camera with you guys. Let's see, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the box. This is from the brand BeamNova, I do believe it's pronounced that way. So it looks like it came with some sandpaper, I'm assuming to sharpen the blade. And I think this is an extra blade maybe, or maybe this is the blade that comes with it. I don't know. So basically it's a rotary cutter, but it's electric and it's much larger. So here's my 45mm blade, and this is the blade that comes with my electric rotary cutter. Notice it's octagonal, it's not round, so that's going to be interesting. I guess that helps cut through a bunch of layers of fabric. So in theory, I'll be able to cut many layers of fabric at one time, which will, again, in theory, save a lot of time. So we're just gonna open up the box here. There's a few reasons why I went with this one. Ugh, this is what it looks like. It's huge. Let me take it out of the bag so I can give you a good look at it. But one of the big reasons why I went with this one was it has an actual handle. There were some other ones that basically looked like little mini circular saws, so that the thing that you hold on to is the motor. Like, it's a huge piece. It's like that big. And I just didn't want to have to hold something that large for, you know, a long time when I'm cutting stuff. So I got one with an actual kind of handle on it. This also has safety guards on the blade, which is important. Safety first, right? There, it already has a blade installed. So that's what it looks like up close. There's a spot for me to plug it in. There's the power button. So I'm guessing that's just the power button. There isn't like a trigger to hold down for it to actually work. So the only downside that I saw in reviews that I saw was a downside is you just push this button to turn it on and off. There's not like it would be kind of nice if there was a trigger, so when you released it, it would just stop going. But there's a button right there, so that should be pretty easy. Another thing why this is so nice is it has this plate that goes directly on your mat. And if you look really closely, there's these little wheels, little tiny wheels that help it just roll on the mat. So it's not like a hard workout trying to move this thing, right? All right, well, I am going to get this set up and we're gonna test it out because I wanna see how well it works. It does come with a cord, so it's not wireless, but that's okay. Just make sure the wire is out of the way, right? That's kind of self-explanatory, I think. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. Make sure it is in the off position. Into here. Okay, it looks like there's extra parts here if we need it. So it comes with it's like a self sharpening unit as well. I'm just gonna put this stuff back in here so I don't lose it. And we're gonna set this aside for now. It's got this little, back here, it's got this little sanding piece that will sand your blade when you need it to sand. So I think you just push this in. I'll have to read the instructions, but I don't have to sand it right now, right when I'm starting to use it. So I'm a little nervous. It's a pretty large piece of equipment, you know, not what I'm used to, but it should work. Was there just regular instructions in there? Because I do believe you're supposed to oil it. So I need to know if I need to oil it like right away or if they oil it at the manufacturing company. Instruction manual, grease every 50 hours. Okay. And I think you can use just regular sewing machine oil for this. So that's nice because I already have that. Before cutting, connect the attachment code to the machine and grind the knife edge sharp by pushing the spring-loaded projection grinding switch for several times. Connect the attachment code. What is that? I'm guessing they meant cord. So yeah, that's always good when there's misspellings in the instructions, right? It's all right. As long as it works, it's okay. All right. Well, I think that's kind of self-explanatory, how to switch out the blade and everything. So we're just going to go ahead and try it. Carefully, right? Keyword, carefully. So I have some flannel that I had bought really cheap that I'm going to use for just testing it, just because I don't want to use nice fabric for the test. So I've got, here, I'll angle us down here. So I've got the flannel here. It's folded twice. So right now I have 4 layers of flannel. That's the safety. I just lift that up, I guess. And I mean, let's just try it. Well, that cut like butter. Did you see how easy that cut? Hold on, let me put the camera over here right in front of it so you can see. Watch this. That cuts super clean. That's nice. Cool. Very nice. So this cuts really smooth and it like rolls. Do you know what it feels like? It feels like a self-propelling vacuum cleaner. And it actually sounds like one too, which is funny. So I'm gonna fold this again and let's see how many layers we can cut through. Fold this over like that. So now we've got 8 layers to cut through. No problem whatsoever. Like, no problem whatsoever. That's amazing. I am very impressed with this. Now I need to kind of figure out how I am going to cut like fat quarters and all of that. So kind of what I was thinking is I would use a fat quarter as a template. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Do I want to use the flannel? Let's keep on just practicing with the flannel just so I don't ruin any fabric that I'm actually supposed to sell. Let's set this over here. And I'm gonna unfold this just like it's regular yardage on the mat, like that. And then what I'm gonna try to do is just use a fat quarter that I've already cut as a guide. So I've got one here. I'm just going to lay it out on the fabric. And then I'm just gonna try to follow along that line to cut the fat quarters, right? And then in theory, then I can have a whole bunch of yardages stacked on top of each other as much as I can cut through, and then just use one fat quarter as the guide to cut all of the fat quarters underneath. That's kind of what I've been thinking of doing and thinking how I would do it. I know some people recommended getting some type of acrylic ruler cut or templates cut, and I definitely could do that, but just starting out, since I'm not super comfortable using this thing, I don't want to accidentally cut into the acrylic of something. So I am just going to try this and see what happens. Hey, that worked great. I wasn't super straight. I did kind of veer off a little bit. So it's gonna take a little getting used to. I think this is made for a righty. This would be a lot easier for a righty because you can actually see the blade a bit better. I'm a lefty, so it's a little bit harder to see, but I still saw it fine. The way that I see to kind of fix that kind of inconsistency is I'll just cut my pieces a little larger than what is ordered. So if they order like a 1/2 yard, I'll cut a 1/2 yard and then like an extra 1/2 inch or something, just to make sure they get a full 1/2 yard in there. But that cut great. So, and I feel very comfortable using this. It's working so good. I'm really excited. So let's cut some actual fabric. Well, not that flannel's not actual fabric, but this was just practice fabric, right? So I'm going to fold this back up real quick. I definitely foresee this being really great for when I'm cutting my bundles, like my fat quarter bundles and stuff, because I'll just be able to cut a whole bunch at one time, because that's the thing that was like super time consuming, was trying to cut fat quarters just kind of one at a time or two at a time, because I would cut a 1/2 yard and then I would cut that in half to make 2 fat quarters, right? So, and I did that, just, it took a while. It took a while. And then I actually have an order that I have in that wanted several fat quarters, so I'm gonna cut those. This, if you're wondering, is for Donna. And she ordered 4 different fabrics, fat quarters in those fabrics, so we are gonna cut those. So one of the fabrics she ordered was this super cute Christmas toys fabric, very vintage inspired. Okay, that's one fabric. Get my little guide piece here and lay it out. All right, the moment of truth. We've got eight layers. Yeah, 8 layers of quilting cotton here, and we're gonna cut it up. Just make sure the plate goes under the fabric, and here we go. Look at that. Look at that. We cut through all of those. Beautifully cut. It's not like fraying really bad or anything. It's just a really clean cut. That's excellent. Okay, now we have to cut the fat quarters, or from these pieces. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Actually, I probably should have had all of these facing the same way. That would make this a little bit easier to cut. And I'm all on the folded edge, and I'm just gonna cut just the teeny tiniest bit on that folded edge to get my 2 fat quarters from each fabric. And all of those are at least 18 by 21. Some of them are a little longer. Some fabrics come 42 inches wide, some are 44 inches wide, some are 45 inches wide. So I have my fat quarters be at least 18 by 21 inches. Wow, that was slick. That took me less than 5 minutes to cut all of those. Now, if I was doing that by hand, it definitely would have taken much longer than that. I definitely foresee this thing saving me a lot of time. I'm really excited about it. I'm glad that it works well and it's not super intimidating to use. And then when I'm done using it, I'm going to put the guide down just in case. But yeah, this is really, really cool. I'm excited to kind of see how well it does. If I'm going to have to replace it after a certain amount of time, I'm going to try to maintain it well so I don't have to. But this worked really great. I'm going to unplug it so I don't accidentally push the on button when I'm grabbing the handle. But yeah, this worked really, really great. It's definitely just a random China production piece of equipment. When I went on Amazon, there's like 5 or 6 different companies that sell the exact same thing. But, you know, it's gonna work. It's gonna help. It's gonna help me save a lot of time and save my wrist. It is just like a self-propelling vacuum. It just pulled itself right along. It's very smooth, cuts beautifully. I'm really excited about this thing. I think it's gonna be lots of fun to use, and it's gonna be great. I'll play around with figuring out templates for cutting. I also thought I could just cut templates out of like cardboard. I'm hesitant to use acrylic because I'm using an electric thing. Because what if it slips and it gets caught on the template and then I break the template or I break the machine? Whereas if I'm using like cardboard, a piece of cardboard isn't going to break this thing and I can just get another piece of cardboard. But getting custom acrylic templates cut is expensive. And yeah, I like the idea of not being nervous of accidentally breaking something. That might be more of what I'll go with, is a piece of cardboard for a template. Anywho, thank you so much for joining me to try out this rotary cutter. This is so cool. I'm really excited. If you're interested in this thing, I'll link it down below. I think it was only like 85 bucks. So it wasn't super expensive, and just the time and energy it's going to save, it's totally worth it. So I'll have to do a check-in review of it, a couple of months from now and see if I still think it's worth it or if maybe not. There's another type of fabric cutting machine that looks more like I think what I'm thinking of is a bandsaw, but it's like a big thin blade that then cuts through it, kind of like a knife through hot butter. And those look pretty fun too. Those look like they can cut through a lot more fabric, like very thick piles of fabric. But I could not find those, at least not on Amazon. And then if I did find them on another website, it was kind of like I don't know if this website is shady or not. And they were asking quite a bit of money for it. It was hundreds of dollars. And I was like, I don't know if I want to risk that. But I know ordering something from Amazon is pretty close to risk-free. So I think I've babbled long enough. I'm going to cut some more fabric. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. And I will talk to you very soon, all right? Bye.